Greetings once again, beloved multiversal soul familia. We are back again with yet another session that was placed on my heart. This one, in particular, we are going to be touching a little bit on the Seraphi Seraphim, since they have been coming up frequently in the last few energy forecasts. And I'm going to be reading directly from Voyagers Volume 1, The Sleeping Abductees. After I do a little bit of reading, I'm going to break out this deck, this double decker that I put together of two different decks. Being the Work Your Light and Starseed Oracle, as well as bringing back Beyond Lemuria for some closing teachable moments, insights, and affirmations, beloveds, all affiliated with Law of One, or just, how would I put this? All gearing around the Starseed, Indigo, Lightworker dynamic here. And it is time to break fast. So I have this meal prep dish here in front of me. And inside we have one avocado split and topped with lime juice and tahine, along with one hard-boiled egg split and topped with tahine. And then I have some brown rice and quinoa topped with sweet red chili Thai sauce, and of course tahine. I just I went crazy with the tahine over the top of everything. So we have this balance of carbs and protein going on here. Double the protein means double the energy, double the fun. And double for our trouble seems to be the trend. So, salute, bellissima. And bismillah. Moving along. Alright. Actually, I'm going to keep this in close proximity because we're going to nibble ever so rudely as we read. Man, that rice is so delicious. Now I want to try it with a bite of the avocado. And then the rice. Delicioso. Wow. Yum. Of course, with the lime juice all up in that rice. Cilantro and lime rice is my favorite. Anyway. Yummy, yummy in my tummy. Alright, we'll set this off to the side for a moment. Beginning on page 50 of Voyagers Volume 1. We're going to begin mid-paragraph here. The CDT plates contain massive encrypted tomes of practical, physical, and spiritual evolutionary advancement teachings. Apparently that card was meant to separate and be shared in a moment. presented to the races of our 15-dimensional time matrix by the density 5 dimensions, 13 through 15. Elohai, Elohim, Emerald Order, Seraphi, Seraphim, Gold Order, and the Brahmarama Amethyst Order, Melchizedek Cloister, Brno. The three primary founder races in our time matrix. The teachings contain the CDT plates, cover the full evolutionary history of life evolution in our time matrix since the last life wave was seeded 950 billion years ago up to the present time. Time is simultaneous in nature. Past, present, future exist as multiple sets of interconnected cycles of evolutionary development that form manifest probabilities of possible experiential action. The CDT plates also contain future records of the many various paths of evolutionary development of human and interdimensional, intergalactic, intertime races, which emerge from free will choices rendered in our present space-time continuum. Of the existing probable futures or primary time vectors of evolutionary development that exist as future experiential potentials, our present moment choices determine which line of probable evolution we will perceive in manifest form as a future continuum of time emerging from our present space-time coordinate. Most valuable to our present time, the CDT plates contain extensive educational records pertaining to founder race creation mechanics, universal unified field, physics and law of one, inner Christ, sacred spiritual science, ascension Merkaba training. The CDT plates also contain the history and details of the Founders Emerald Covenant Coevolution Agreement Peace Treaty, humanity's historical relationship to the Emerald Covenant, as designated by the Emerald Covenant Restatement of 246,000 BC, the CDT plates containing the teachings of Master Templar mechanics, planetary, galactic, and universal Stargate mechanics, beloveds. Can't forget about these Stargates. DNA template bioregenesis and Cathara core template healing technologies. These master teachings were originally provided to the angelic human race of Earth, which is us, beloveds, in order for humanity to fulfill its original creation commission as guardians and keepers of the Universal Templar Complex. The CDT plates have served as intrinsic parts of human evolution on Earth since they were given to the Urtites in 246,000 BC. The first written translation of part of the CD plate library was rendered by the Urtite human race of Earth upon receiving the CDT plates in 246,000 BC. The first written CDT plate records were a collection of large books collectively called the Maharata, pronounced Maharata, translated into the Inner Christos dispensations. The Maharata text was a collection of over 500,000 pages of condensed text transcription spanning 590 volumes. The Maharata transcriptions were handwritten on a form of durable textile paper resembling crisp, semi-translucent vellum that was in common use at this time among Nitaran civilizations of density 2. The volumes of the Maharata were compiled in large format in Bose leather-bound books through a hand-rendered process that resembles contemporary book binding, or perfect binding. The original Maharata books were transcribed in the Anuhazi language, the first spoken and written language form of Density 4, Emerald Order, Elohai, Elohim, Anuhazi, Feline Hominid, Feline, good grief, why can't I just say it correctly the first time? Founder races. out of which all other external language forms in our time matrix emerged. The 12 CDT plates were kept on Earth in the protective custody of the Urtite human lineage until the Templar Wars and resulting pole shift of the 208,216 BC, just prior to the 208,216 BC pole shift and the decimation of the Urtite human culture. 10 of the 12 CDT plates were retrieved by the Sirius B Azurite races and placed under Azurite Universal Templar Security Team protection. The CDT plates have always been coveted by many interstellar races, not only for the practical knowledge they contain, but also due to their dual purpose in relation to obtaining manual access to the 12 primary stargates of the Universal Templar Complex. The 12 CDT plates are part of a larger apparatus that includes 12 corresponding larger silver discs called the Signet Shields. The 12 Signet Shields, manufactured at the same time as the CDT plates, are a technology through which the 12 primary stargates of the Universal Templar Complex, which spans the dimensional fields in galaxies of dimensions 1 through 12, and can be manually activated and opened. There's so much more to that, but we're going to skip ahead to page 57 to touch more on the Gold Order Seraphi Seraphim, beloveds. The Bruno Order Founder races. Yes, sounds delicious to me, just like this rice. We're going to bring in some more of that avocado. So good. So good. Moving along. The Gold Order Seraphi Seraphim, second light manifestation of source consciousness, projected from the gold flame Washiana's polaric energy matrix sound field. So there is the blue order, Elohai, Elohim, gold order, Seraphi, Seraphim, and then the amethyst order, aka violet flame, that I feel very closely connected to, but I also feel very closely connected to all three orders, the primary orders here, primary races, and have actually had like astral visions and astral travels, communicating, co-creating, and also conducting repairs to the Akashic, and just so many other things all throughout what I can remember just in this lifetime. But this channel, Soul Stars of TVF, TVF stands for the Violet Flame, the Amethyst Order. Because I believe that was the last order I incarnated in before I came here as an angelic human on Gaia Tara Earth. So there's that, to give a little bit more context to the dynamics of the channel and the name. This is why I also say this channel is not about only like doing storytelling from card decks. There's just going to be so much more to the brand of this channel. And fundamentally speaking, it's going to be primarily geared around these types of teachings. Even when I reach for the cards, it's encrypted in my DNA and genetics. So there isn't any way to exclude it. It's going to come like second nature. Moving along. Yes, the Seraphi Seraphim. Seated Ceres, avian, bird people, Atheon mantis, and insect reptile dinoids, the Seraphi Seraphim, Christos founders race 950 billion years ago on density 4, D10 pre-matter planet Lyra Vega via Universal Stargate 10, the Royal House of Vega. I also feel very closely connected to the Lyra Vega experience. The Ioni Grail line and Orifim Tyrannusium angelic human grail line, which is what we are. Tyrannusians, beloveds. Then angelic, then human. From the Orifim, not the Anunnaki. Moving along. Yes, the Ioni Grail line and Orifim Tyrannusium angelic human grail line secondary founders with the blue flame, Elohai Elohim being the primary. Appointed by Yanas as secondary guardians of our time matrix, charter members of 15-dimensional Interdimensional Association of Free Worlds. This is why I call us the Freedom Riders, because of the free worlds. Azurite, Universal Templar Security Team, and Guardian Alliance. Universal Service Organizations, and the Emerald Covenant Co-Evolution Agreement of 950 billion years ago, appointed as custodians of the fallen Draconian race rehabilitation efforts. And we're going to touch on the one that has been primarily placed on me as part of my soul's mission. As a reminder, I have mentioned it once before, and once we get to that text, I will emphasize that much more. Moving along. The fallen D10 Omicron, Dragon Moth, and Odedicron reptile lines of D10 planet Lyra Vega became the D10 Draconian Seraphim fallen angelic race line. Creators of the Dracons and their... we'll get to the Archons, beloveds. Best believe. The Zephylium Zetas, the Dracos, the Necromaton, Azrael, Dinoid, Reptile, and Insectoid fallen angelic races centered in the Orion star system. So if you feel strongly connected to Orion's belt or Orion's star system, then you may very well be hosting one of these fallen races to assist them in restoring their 12th strand, which I understand is part of the reason why I'm here, but to restore the archangel, the fallen archangel Michael, Melchizedek establishment, which that's not the exact terms, but to give you just kind of a roundabout approximation of what I mean. Okay, let's skip through a bit more. Oh, well, it goes right into the Amethyst Order Braha Rama, the third light manifestation source consciousness projected from the violet flame, Ramyana's triadic energy matrix sound field. That is us, that is me, that is you, that is we. Braha Rama Maharaji, Braha Rama Maharaji. That's that. The violet flame Ramayanas. Yes, beloveds. Moving along with the avian horse deer and Yanni aquatic ape Brahmarama crystals, founders raced 950 billion years ago in density 4, D11 pre-matter planet Lyra, Avion via Universal Stargate 11. I love that number. The legitimate royal house of Avion. Ioni Grail line and Orifim Tyrannusium angelic human grail line contributing founders appointed by the Yanas as contributing secondary guardians of our time matrix, charter members of the 15-dimensional interdimensional association of free worlds, going all the way up to the 12th dimension. Past that is cosmic, as well as, well, God. And so there's that. And every bit of us and all of other portions, fragments of creation are inside of God. Go figure. Go figure. The Pegasi is what is the last I remember in terms of density 4 D11 experiences. Beautiful. So, let's see if there's a bit more that can be actually of some benefit. I see. Gold Order, Seraphai, Seraphim, Hominid, Avian, Orifim, Ceres, and Amethyst Order, Brahmarama, Cetaceans, Inyu, co-governing body. This is part of the GA signet. Council 5, the Council of Alcyon and Pleiades. Gold Order, Seraphai, Hominid, Avian, Orifim, Ceres, and Amethyst Order, Brahmarama, Cetacean, Inyu, co-governing body. Governing command committees is Emerald Gold Order, Ashalam Command. Second command committee was Ashtar Command, which is made up of the Amethyst Order, Brahmarama, overseeing rehabilitating the Anunnaki races that entered the Emerald Covenant. There it is, right there. On page 61, confirmation of what I have been saying in some of my content in the last few months at least about the Amethyst Order co-governing and overseeing the rehabilitation of the Anunnaki, the fallen Anunnaki races, which include the Archangel Michael, the fallen Archangel Michael matrix, beloveds. And that's the road I'm on, and I'm not going to share any more details. The Ruby Order, Anu, Elohim, and Anunnaki, beloveds. That's what we are restoring. And that is why I speak on the Ruby Order. And even though it's as fake as Monopoly money, I love wearing that black chain with the red ruby and the black rose over the ruby. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go grab it real quick. I will be right back. Right here. A reminder of my sworn duties when I was sorting out my soul contract, which I do remember. some of it. The Ruby Order. And this is where I'm feeling guided to continue reading on. Yes, the Amethyst Order Brahma, overseeing rehabilitating the Anunnaki races that entered the Emerald Covenant, once included Sarian and Nibiruian Anunnaki organizations participating in bioregenesis through the Emerald Covenant. The Anunnaki branches of the Alcyon Council were referred to as the Ruby Order, Anu, Elohim, and Anunnaki. I made a mess. Hold on. Instead of purchasing paper towels repeatedly and contributing to the landfills, we use hand towels for napkins. It works. Yes. So good. All right. The Ruby Order groups include the Nibiruian Council of 9, 12, and 24, the Pleiadian Nibiruian Anunnaki, Galactic Federation, Archangel Michael Collective, Ashtar Command, and the Anu Melchizedek Legions. Many Ruby Order Emerald Covenant defectors, including Galactic Federation, which is why I declined to purchase the Mystic Martians deck, because it is inadvertently, more than likely unconsciously to the author and creator, spreading misinformation about the Galactic Federation, because the Galactic Federation is not necessarily the good guys. Nor the Archangel Michael Collective, Ashtar Command, and the Anu Melchizedek Legions. But that's not to say that all the Anunnaki are bad either, and all their little branches, which eventually throughout this channel we will be covering all of that as well. But I go where my heart leads me, and this one in particular, my heart was led to this based on what has been coming in through these morning energy forecasts. And I didn't even really know a whole lot of anything about the Gold Order until I committed to sit down with you guys and do this together. I'm just going to read a little bit further, and then we're going to come back to the Seraphi Seraphim discussion, because they're already in the orbit in terms of energy. And energy doesn't just dissipate instantaneously. So it's still going to be there to come back to this discussion. I will wrap up this paragraph, though, because I do find the details of these texts rather fascinating. But best believe some of it may sound like a sci-fi horror crossed with a fairy tale, but none of it is a fairy tale. None of it. So, the Archangel Michael Matrix, Anu Melchizedek, and the Pleiadian Nibiruian Anunnaki were responsible for manipulation and digression of the earthly angelic human lineage since 25,500 BC. So it's not been that long ago since yeah, be careful who you pray to and make friends with in the astrals, beloveds, because you just might be shaking hands and rubbing elbows with the fallen without the know-how to guide them in ascending and restoring that 12th DNA strand, that 12th strand. Moving along. These groups temporarily rejoined the Emerald Covenant during the 1992 Sirian-Pleiadian agreements and entered the Guardians' July 5, 2000 Treaty of Altair. On September 12, 2000, the majority of these groups defected from the GA signet, which is Guardian Alliance, beloveds. That's what GA stands for. Not Galactic Alliance, Guardian Alliance. Signet Council 5, Alcyon Council, to join the United Resistance with Draconian Fallen Angelic Legions in promotion of the Earth's pole shift agenda. Some groups accepted amnesty contracts from the Guardian Alliance and the IAFW, remaining in the Emerald Covenant. It's very difficult for humans to detect what agenda affiliation these groups may now have. So caution is advised in contact or channeling communication. Well, beloveds, we're going to move along to the cards now, but we're not going to be sitting here channeling fallen angels. What we are going to do is go into the Work Your Light Starseed Oracle deck for a little bit more detail in terms of how we as this, let's see if I can find it because it's a mouthful. I'd have to go all the way back to 21. But yes, we are a human angelic race, beloveds. Each and every one of us have angelic selves. Multiple angelic selves. All right? Now, when I was shuffling in the beginning, this card came out. And it's the Star Ancestors card from the Starseed Oracle. Hidden secrets, lost wisdom, look a little deeper. Well, beloveds, I must say that is exactly what we are doing. Beginning with Star Ancestors. The ancients knew much more than we do about our connections with the stars. These pyramid temples, these pyramids and temples, rather, and other places of worship created in precise alignment with the stars exist in all corners of the world. Mm. What if this ancient wisdom is available for you to uncover now? You've been called to think and listen with your ancient heart and soul, to tap into the part of you that remembers and knows. All ancient secrets are whispered forever in your ears. All mystic knowing blooms in your heart. All potent power pumps through your veins. Beloved, if we're not already there, we're being invited to step into our own ancient knowingness. Cheers to that. Salute. I went above and beyond the structured water with just the lemon and the water, and I added fresh berries. Well, fresh but frozen. I wanted them frozen so that they could act like ice cubes to keep my drink cold. Strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, and lemon. Delicioso. And of course, if I was to serve this to you, it would be much like this, except I would be mindful to remove the lemon seeds. I don't care when I'm drinking it, as you can see, because I'm mindful, I'm aware that they are there, and I can, with my own mouth dexterity, determine, oh gee, is that a seed? I should probably not swallow that, right? Yes. Mmm. So good. Oh my goodness, it's so good. You're being invited to step into your ancient knowingness, to be held by the rememberings of the star ancestors, to look a little deeper. If you're feeling stuck, you're being called to do something different, to change your point of view. Creativity happens when we put together two things that don't belong, when we do the unexpected. So often a creative solution is right in front of us, but because we think the same thoughts and act the same way, we miss what's in the open. We're here to remember and uncover ancient secrets and transmissions, technology and wisdom that are so needed on the planet right now, to unlock your soul's memories of a time when we lived in harmony on earth and one day will again. Beloveds, this card in and of itself, by itself, is confirming just that little bit that I was reading from Voyagers 1. So that would explain why that card came out before I even was into the story, the documents yet. At the bottom of the deck. We're already 38 minutes in, so with we'll do 3 cards from this double stack, and then we will close with Beyond Lemuria. Okay, at the bottom we have transformation, and this is, when it comes from the bottom, it's in our environment, either known or unbeknownst to us. So we have things are changing at a cellular level and deep healing. Transformation, yes. Oops. So, you are not who you were a year ago or who you will soon be. You are in between, emerging, half risen, but also half falling, beloveds. Oh my goodness. As we were just speaking on the falling, well, the fallen state of some of the races, but not just that, that also includes the falling state of our planet, which we have to be a bit serious about. I mean, it's kind of a big deal, and it has been a big deal for a long time. But at the same time, there are some parts of that knowing from the past that we are being guided to also let go of at this time. As we look back at this time in awe, so much is happening in our inner worlds and within ourselves. It's time to release old ways of being that have kept us in fight, flight, freeze, or fawn mode and choose a new way of being where trauma is not the driving force. I choose joy. I choose fun. I choose happiness. Old childhood patterns are rising up to be healed. As you allow yourself to observe them and feel them without attachment, they loosen their grip and fall away. You're being called to find new ways to self-soothe. A re-threading is happening. Healing at the deepest levels. While you are in this phase, don't put yourself under pressure to perform. Beloveds, this has been placed on my heart for the last year, probably longer. I just wasn't listening. Yesterday I did a calling myself out premiere with the shadow work deck. And healing the past was part of the session. And then this morning, this last message that is already uploaded now, also had a message from Oracle of Visions about and it's part of the it's a love story, put it where it fits, part 2 video. Like a natural break, something that's mutual. No one's losing anything in any direction, but new beginnings in love, but also letting go of the past more than anything else. And doing away with that pressure to allow others or even ourselves to measure us by our performance and productivity. It won't work. It won't work. We will move on and we will remain mission focused. So it wouldn't even be wise to try. We may need to review relationships with our bodies, perhaps even shifting our diets, exercise regime, or getting energetic healing support. Also, the need to consider some kind of emotional support as issues from our childhoods may come up to be healed. We are deeply loved. This has already happened for me, and I touched a bit on that in that premiere calling myself out with the shadow work deck yesterday. And I may sound unhealed based on some of my tones in that video, but I'm here to tell you right here and right now, that serious tone is exactly that. It means that I was taking what I was saying seriously, although I have healed to the point where I don't have to cry over things so much anymore or hold on to it like it's a victimhood card. We're not doing that. We've healed past that. We created space for those new beginnings, for that agape, omni, love, coming in. 4444 on the timer. Agape, Omni Love, as 4444 was on the timer. How interesting. Signifying that love is on its way or already present, serving as a reminder to nurture relationships through trust, communication, and respect, symbolizing stability and growth, indicating that our relationships are or will be built on solid foundations. For those already in one, suggesting phases of stability and security, providing opportunity to strengthen your bond. Also encouraging love for the self and indicating that our twin flame relationship is evolving positively overall. An affirmation from the universe that we are on the right path in love. And if we're on the right path in love, starting within, then other things will become more stable and grow and become more harmonious. I smell romance, beloveds, and it's not coming from my breakfast plate. No, we are in luck with this number, though. Signifying future success, prosperity as a reward for our hard work and persistence in the light work and healing we have done. Couldn't really ask for anything better. But maybe there's always more. Yeah. Pillar of light also in the environment. Our vibration is rising. We are the oracle. And I've been confidently mentioning that a lot more. I used to be kind of in fear of saying that, like referring to myself as a oracle, which is why you hear me referring to myself as the messenger more than anything else. But it's true. As I am an oracle, and so are you. It wouldn't be present if it wasn't true. That is the type of strength and faith I have in beliefs. Pillar of light. Pillar of light. Where'd you go? Pillar of light. So, just as a quick overview, heaven and earth are not separate. We are heaven and earth in perfect expression, a conduit for the light of the heavens to the earth. We are the rainbow bridge, and if you don't want to claim it, that's up to you, or you can do so and reclaim it upon your own free will, beloveds. But I believe in my heart of hearts that I am a rainbow bridge, and so are you. Take time to meditate. Imagine yourself as a pillar of light connecting the light of the heavens above with the earth. As the light shines through each of your chakras, you activate the rainbow bridge that many ancient scriptures speak about, raising your vibration and the vibration of the planet, linking the higher realms of the cosmos, guides, angels, and spirit with the ancient wisdom keepers and beings of planet Earth. This is coming full circle with this card right here. Beginning with what I was reading from the Voyagers, the sleeping abductees, and now the cards. Everything is congealing and marrying very well with all these little synchronicities. And we are back in a flash. You'll notice that I had to pause because I had a knock. Now that that is taken care of, we are back to wrap up these messages and draw this to a close. We left off with, of course, the pillar of light right at. Okay, linking the higher realms of the cosmos, guides, angels, and spirit with the ancient wisdom keepers and beings of planet Earth. They dance together through us. They sing together through us. Without our body, our voice, and creations, neither can be expressed. For too long, we've been taught that God is outside of us, that heaven is outside of us, beloveds, giving away our power to angels and spirit guides. But without us, they don't have that voice. We are that vessel. We are that transmitter, that conduit. We are that oracle. Do not look for guidance outside. For holding all of the wisdom of the entire universe is the portal of our heart in every cell of our body. Do not see the angels and guides as above us. For without us, they have no way of communicating. We are the oracle. We are the rainbow bridge. We are the pillar of light. There is a light activation with this card, and we are going to draw this to a close with some messages from Beyond Lemuria. As these messages have come full circle. The light activation is, I allow the light of the heavens and the light of the earth to flow through me now. I activate the codes of remembering within my cells and chakras. I activate my system as a rainbow bridge between heaven and earth, which is all within. It's all within, beloveds. It's not outside of us. Never has been, never will be. All right? Now, let's go into this deck for some closing messages. All right? One good little shuffle. I'm actually going to slide these forward just a bit. So, okay. Already out, we have awakened awareness. There are many levels of awakening. Keep learning and putting yourself into situations where you can grow. Stay aligned with your inner guidance and do what you love to keep your vibe high. Seek not instant pleasure, but substantial and sustainable joy. Eat healthily, keep your body active, and have life goals, but with enough space to hear the answers to your prayers. In other words, no more 2-year and 5-year plans, beloveds, or more. Some do 20-year plans, 50-year plans, life plans, and I'm just like, wasn't the soul contract enough? Here we are already incarnated and we're still making plans. Stop that. Just stop that. I mean, whenever, if you want to. I'm not your real dad. But stay aligned with your inner guidance and do what you love to keep your vibe high. Seek not instant pleasure, but substantial and sustainable joy. All right. Find your unique way to connect to the divine inside you, not as an external seeking, but as a receptive allowing. This is confirmation of the pillar of light that I just read, beloveds. They're matching up almost seamlessly in congruency with one another. Wow, love it. Yes. Be inspired to see the question at hand with a different perspective. Look between the lines for a deeper interpretation. All right, 2 more to draw this to a close so that each of the cards from the double decker have some Lemurian energy coming out for the collective as closing messages. Yes. All right, there's one full pass. We just need 2 more cards. That one. And that one. Okay. Hold on. This one came out first. That one came out next. Let's wrap this up. Beginning, well, second in line actually, we have new blueprints. Powerful, meaningful change starts with you today. Despite our desire for change, we can be overwhelmed by all that is going on, and make a positive impact can seem impossible. We have more of a voice than we realize. This card inspires action, no matter how small, that will create a ripple of light in the world. You are part of a bigger picture, a greater story, and your actions, your choices, your presence are making a difference. You have more power than you realize. Focus on what you can do and do it well. Change takes time, so make plans and start now. Small plans, just to set a goal day by day. Heck, even like moment to moment for some. Like, I get it. Some of us, like, we have to at least know what we're going to do to some degree with our day, or nothing gets done. So, there's that. But otherwise, I wouldn't really even go too far into the details. But some kind of initiative, some kind of something to go off of, besides aimless things, people, places, situations. Drawing this to a close with the Starseed Elemental. Sometimes adulting can become too serious. When this happens, adding curiosity, fun, laughter, and a lighthearted sense of play to our perspective can be the most effective way to rebalance. Facing challenging circumstances with inquisitiveness can bring joy to whatever we are accomplishing. Imagine stepping into a child's shoes and seeing how they perceive the world. If you have a problem, consider how a child might solve it. Humans are evolving, and children can be our wisest teachers. May we nourish their big souls, listen to them with our hearts, and let their ways of unveiling fresh new eyes so we can see a whole new world. And from that, I'm getting like embracing even like our child selves, and understanding that we had to grow up a bit more in order to fully embrace that child self to begin with, which meant taking things more seriously in the beginning so that we could take things a little more lightly later on. Ooh, I am so drawn to this top card. This is what we are drawing this message to a close with right here. Furred and feathered friends. Animals are intuitive, sacred beings and the wisdom keepers of many earth traditions. They are some of our most loving companions and have much to teach us, yet the treatment of some of the species is appalling. As our empathy expands, we see other beings and the quality of their lives as interconnected and equal to our own. We may be inspired to align our actions with our compassion to minimize the harm we do to the planet and her inhabitants. This card also signifies energetic bonds. You may have a greater awareness of the wisdom of the animals you encounter and their meaning for you. Yes, yes. And the more I awaken and the more that I learn and teach, the more I feel more drawn to creature teachers as well. All of us carrying out this like beginner slash student teacher self mastery mission and challenge. Which comes with multiple challenges. But yes, with all of this does come challenges, as shown in the Voyagers 1 sleeping abductees documentations. And all of it has married pretty well. I want to thank you so very much for tuning in. If you made it this far, you are a rock star. With much gratitude and appreciation from my heart chakra to yours. Brightest of blessings.